up, YouTube? We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? Today, I've got a really cool place for you guys. This place, it was built in 1958. It's been abandoned for a little while now, and it's actually gonna get demolished to be redeveloped into a new property. The place I'm talking about is this beauty here behind me. I think this place is gonna be a really cool explore, so why don't we get right down to it, see what we can figure out about this place. Okay guys, we're gonna start today's adventure just outside the front of the house here on the driveway. We're gonna take a quick walk around the property, and then we're gonna get inside and see what we can figure out about this place. Right away, you can see this place is a walk back in time, a gem from the 50s. You can see it's got some mid-century modern type elements to the design, especially when you see those glass blocks there that are integrated right into the brick of the house. I think this one's gonna be really neat. So why don't we take a quick look around now, and then we'll work our way in. You can see this front property here. It's absolutely huge. Very large front yard. You can see they've got the tree protection fences up because this place will be getting demolished very soon. And you can see that the front bushes here, they're overgrown. It's been empty for a little while. Nobody's cleaned up the property or anything like that. Got a pile of wood here, just sitting out front. Looks like it's been there for a while. Look at that big old garage door. You don't see them like that anymore. I like that glass above the door too. That's pretty cool. Lots of old design elements that are very classic now when you see them. I think this is going to be a very special house to get into. Love this interlock walkway going along the front of the house here. I love how you have the garden here on the one side, giving you like a hedge for privacy. Obviously, when this was taken care of at one point in time, it would have been very beautiful to see. Of course, as you turn this way, you've got an elevated garden there against the front of the house. Got a beautiful big front window. And again, look at those glass blocks. Those are absolutely amazing. Got a very old school front door. Look at that. That thing is definitely a throwback to the 50s. Very old school design. Even the window on the side there is original. Very beautiful. Of course, you have a nice little overhang here to give it a little small porch type area. And of course, they've had some work done over the years, and these look like a little bit more modern steps. Probably when the interlock was done. But still, it's tastefully done. And it makes for a nice, beautiful entrance to the front of the house. As we pan this way, they have a nice big window at the corner of this front room here. We'll continue to walk down this path here. Again, the garden goes all the way around on each side, which is really neat. Again, I'll just show you the windows here. That's another original window too. Of course, looking back the other way, that's where we came from. Absolutely amazing walk along the front of the house. And as you come to the side here, looks like you have another guest entrance or side entrance to the house. Gotta love that classic window on the door and beside the door there. All that's probably original. And again, this window here, they have a nice big corner window facing both ways on this side too. And you can see the power is not hooked up. As we go around here, you can see they have the tree protection again. Oh, look at that, they have a nice big deck. It's starting to freezing rain here, so we're gonna have to hurry up back here. I don't want to get caught in this. Show you guys the yard real quick. Yeah, you can see it goes all the way back. It's a very big yard. For the most part, it's unmaintained. Back here, you have some of their belongings, and they have a little patio area. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Look at these old school chairs. Just sitting here, forgotten. Obviously, at some point, this was a very cool backyard patio. Got some nice stonework on the ground here. Look at that old swing. You see they even had a walkway out here that went to this garden that's at the side. Again, I'll just show you all the way back. It's a huge yard. It goes down to that ravine back there. It's absolutely wild. Show you guys the back of the house. It's definitely an old school looking place when you look at it. Got some nice big trees like this one here. Of course, they have this deck here, so let's take a quick look at this. And then we'll go in. Hopefully we don't fall through this. All right, so they have a nice big deck on the side of the house here. Seems sturdy. Well, there's a little bit of graffiti there. Heart, happy birthday. You know, it's hard for me to read that. You guys read it, tell me in the comments. Oh, you can see it pretty clearly there. You guys let me know what that says. But again, they have a nice sliding door going into what I presume is a kitchen here. You got some shutters on it. And of course, got some big windows there to let more light in. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool one to get into, guys. So without any further dilly-dallying back here, I think it's time we work our way inside, see what this place is all about. Okay guys, we're going to start this one just inside the front door of this place. Like I mentioned outside, this place was built in 1958. It's been sitting here abandoned for a little while now, and it's about to be demolished. So this is probably going to be the last look inside this place. So why don't we get right down to it, see what we can figure out about it. So as we get a little closer to the front door, I showed it to you from outside that it was an original door to when they built this house. And as you can see, from inside, it's a little less impressive as it's painted white, but it still has the beautiful window on the side letting in natural light. And that's a great way to enter the house. Of course, you've got this very interesting old doorbell chime here. And I like this woof key rack or hat holder or whatever that is. That's pretty neat. As a dog person, I like anything for dogs. So obviously these people were dog people, which I'm good with. They've got this interesting cabinet here. Actually, it's got a grill on it. What is this? Oh, okay, there you go. So they have radiator heating in this house, or at least they did at one point. That's how old this place is. That's good indication it is a 50s home right away. That's pretty neat. I guess we're going to see things like this throughout the house. It almost looked like an old speaker grill. That there alone looks very 1950s. So as you get into the front door of this house, let me just turn around and show you what you see. Right away, you're greeted with stairs to go upstairs. You're greeted with Ethan. And you're greeted with stairs to go to the basement. Now this house is a split level house, so it's going to be a little bit of a weird layout, but I think this is going to be a really cool one to get down into. Show you guys the cool light that's hanging here in the hallway. This obviously dates back to when they built the house. This is definitely a 1950s looking light. It's got a neat little medallion on the ceiling. They've got crown moldings going around this hallway too. So it's a bit of a classy joint. So I'll show you around. Over here is the dining room where Ethan is. We'll get into that in a second. Of course, as we turn this way, you got your second level. You got your front hallway closet here, which we'll take a look at right now. Well, they even have the original hardwood floors as I'm looking down. I didn't notice that yet, but now we've seen that. That's pretty neat. So what they got here? Playtex. They got a Go first aid kit. And you got some empty shelving and that's it. But you know, that's very typical of a front hall closet. And this is the bathroom. This is the room that used that cool glass block window that we were admiring outside. Very neat. I like that a lot. They also have some marble there. That marble looks very 80s. I actually wonder if this maybe was an 80s add-on to the house or a renovation rather than being part of the original design. And the reason I question that right away is just from the marble window, the base there. But as I back up, that looks like older hardware on the sink there. That might be 50s original hardware. Oh, down there, I wonder if that's a baseboard heater that's behind that wooden grill. Huh. Brown bomber hasn't been here, but the yellow bomber has. The tiling in this bathroom looks pretty new, kind of like 80s type stuff, like late 80s, early 90s. Same as the little foyer when you come in the front door. But like I mentioned, you know, the hardwood floors in here are beautiful. Looks like they run throughout the first floor here and the second floor. Why don't we check the rest of the first floor first, then we'll work our way up. Over here, you have the dining room. They've got their old dining room table left behind. A little bit of detail on the legs there. And as I pan this way, that was that huge corner window we were looking at outside. These windows are pretty unusual. You don't usually see these very often. I like how they let light in from both angles. Still have the original old curtains. What's this? That says, I'm gonna just turn the camera away. It says emergency pet rescue. Oh, so maybe they ran a pet rescue in this house. That's kind of cool. Good people doing deeds like that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Can really appreciate people who put their life into saving pets, or in animals in general. That's a very cool chandelier they left behind. That's definitely original to when they built this place too. So obviously this area here would have been considered the dining room for sure. Not just because the table's sitting here. Such an interesting old unit here. What is this? Wow. It's almost like a Japanese style cabinet. This is very interesting. I wonder if that was for like silverware or something. Looks like it's for something fancy. Very intricate paintwork though. That's very, very, very neat to see. Is there anything on the side? Yeah, there is. That's a very interesting piece. I'm very surprised to see that left behind. All right, so let's go this way further into the house. All right, so we're greeted by another door and stairs here. So over here we have the laundry room. They got all the toilet mats and floor mats at the house. That's interesting. Oh, there you go. You got another grill there. So there's another radiator. The linoleum floors in here look like they're 60s or 70s. They look a little newer than the house might be. Of course, you've got your washer, your dryer. Look at the little cabinets here, though. Very cool old knobs. Of course, you got this cabinet here behind me. Got an Instant Pot on the top there. Those things are pretty useful. If you don't know what that is, you should look one up and get one. I'll turn around this way. I like the shelving in here, too. They got a little bit of counter space, a little bit of storage. You got workspace. Of course, that's the other corner window we walked around at the front of the house there when we did our walk around earlier. And then what we have here. So here you got more stairs that take you down to the basement. We'll check the basement last. You've got this door here. This looks like it might be a side entrance to the house. You've got a glass window on the side. Looks like it might be original to when they built the place. And this takes us into... Okay, this is another, oh look at that, that's nice. I like the interior brick there. I like these old houses when they have this brick type feature in the house. It's very cool. They left their mop behind. So when you look back here, that's the door from out here. It's completely bricked in entranceway. Oh, I know this one. This is the other front door we saw during the walk around out front. And there's Owen filming. I think I just ruined his video. But yeah, that was the other entranceway we walked by out front. So we'll go back in here. So we'll go downstairs last. We'll continue to work through the upstairs stages of this house, and then we'll go downstairs. So going back in, we're gonna go up into the kitchen now. So coming back up the stairs here, this is looking back out towards the dining room and the front door where we came in. And this way here is the kitchen. And once again, they have another radiator that's hidden under a grill there. What's this? Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. A lot of storage there. That's a neat shelf. I've never seen anything like that in the bathroom before. Sorry, a kitchen, not a bathroom. Got lots of Clorox. Interesting. So they obviously did have some kind of a pet rescue here with all that kind of cleaning stuff. Now, first observations when I walk into this kitchen, this is not the original kitchen from when they built the house. As you look around, that's clearly a 90s or 2000s fridge. The cabinetry in here looks 90s or early 2000s. If I open the door, yeah, that's very modernized cabinetry for sure. Again, here you would have like a microwave. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful old wall oven. This is definitely original to when they built the house, the white Westinghouse self-cleaning oven. That's wild. Ooh, it hasn't been self-cleaned in some time though. Oh no. They leave anything behind? Up here, oh, they got a juicer or a toaster. Toaster. We'll go through these cabinets real quick. You can see they were laminated and that's peeling off. Well, they actually have food left behind. Kidney beans. 23. So those could be up to 2 or 3 years old when they would have been purchased. So yeah, this place might have been empty for a few years. Empty. Empty. I'm sure the rest of them are empty. And of course, they have these beautiful cabinets here with the glass window doors. I absolutely love those. I love pointing them out to you guys. And I can see they've got LED lighting in the top of them. Beautiful. There's probably lighting. Yep, there's lighting underneath the cabinets too. Of course, I got to show you guys the backsplash. Most of this stuff looks like it's from the 80s or 90s. Of course, the countertop's nothing to write home about. It's pretty worn, and it's, you know, just the cheap regular countertop. But what I do like, they have these like bread compartments in the corners here. Well, that one, they have their coffee and everything still. And this one over here, they have nothing. Still have the Admiral cooktop. That's an old one. Even this Newtone Continental light here, that's pretty old school too. But as we work our way into the kitchen more, they got a big, beautiful eating area here. Look at this. We saw this when we walked around the house. Got a fan above the kitchen table. Got a beautiful, massive window looking out their yard. Just absolutely amazing. Great view, lots of natural light coming in. Of course, these shutters here go out to the deck that we were on earlier. We came up there during our walk around, so we were admiring these shutters from the other side. But yeah, this is a great space. Very big kitchen. It's a little bit narrow over there, but it's very stretched out and spread out really when you stand over here. Oh, and they even have wine racks here. Look at that. Again, they got beautiful windowed cabinets here. So you would have had stuff on display. You got your wine, probably a little stationary area right here. Of course, they've got another radiator in there. But even the floor, if you look at the floor, the tiling looks very late 80s, early 90s. So that would be kind of when I pin some of these renovations at, but I would say these cabinets are definitely closer to the 2000s. Of course, we've got to check the fridge, see if it stinks. Ooh, it's quite moldy in there. Look at that. Nasty. And there is an egg left. There's an egg left behind and it stinks. So we're gonna leave. Oh my God. Ooh. All right, we're coming back out to the main area of upstairs here. So we'll go down this way first. We've got another room here. This looks like an interesting one. You see right away they have laminate floors, not the original hardwood. But wow, look at this. This looks like a bit more of a formal living room. Look at these walls. Obviously they're painted white and a little boring now, but this could have been very beautiful back in the day. Again, they have another large original window. Got a very old school looking light here. It's like a chandelier type of light. Look at this old fireplace here, painted white. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was actually painted white when this place was brand new. That just seems like something you would have seen in the 50s or 60s. It seems to have that look. You got your pretty old school windscreen in front of the fireplace here. I think it's pretty nice. Of course, you got your old school tools. A lot of people don't even know what these things are anymore. Houses don't have fireplaces anymore. You've got a nice mantle running along the length of the brick. Very neat. But this was definitely probably a higher end room. I don't know if this would have been considered a family room with a chandelier in it. I would think this is more of a living room type space. A little bit for more formal events. Like I said, the windows are original. Look at those latched bottoms. Pretty neat. All right, so when we turn around this way, this takes us back out towards the front foyer where we started the video here. There's the railing there. I'll show you guys the stairs real quick. So it's a pretty standard looking banister. At least it's stained and varnished, so you get to see the wood grains. And it runs all the way upstairs. And they've got some really wide, amazing stairs going down. So we'll check that out last. First, let's work our way up. So we'll follow these stairs here. As you can see, the original hardwood floors run upstairs as well. So it goes all the way down there. We'll start with this room right here. Looks like this is one of the bedrooms, yes. Probably a kid's bedroom. Again, it looks like they have floor or baseboard heating or something, and they've got those covers on it. Again, they have another original window. Nice big window letting in lots of light with a big view of that yard we were in earlier. As I turn around, it's a nice sized room. It's wide, it's deep. They got their desk here with a little nightstand beside it. They got some of their belongings left behind here. You got a little lantern, painting, picture frame. Closet here that's got some modern amenities added to it. The shelving looks a little bit newer, something you'd see in the 80s or 90s. Lots of storage though. Nothing wrong with that, I love that. Coming back out to the hall, again, that's going down to where we started. Right in front of us here, got a linen closet, nothing too crazy. It's a fairly wide closet with lots of storage though. Look at that old switch plate and the light switch, very old school, definitely original to when they built the house. As we turn this way, oh, look at this bathroom. Look at the colors. Look at the color of the sink. Even the tiling on the walls. This bathroom is busy. In the wallpaper and everything. Wow. Oh, look at that. The ceiling is all fluorescent lights. It's all paneled all the way through. So this entire bathroom would have lit up. It's pretty neat. This is probably a modern renovation. This looks very 80s, turn of the 80s, early 90s type looking stuff here with this wallpaper. You look around and you've got, this tile backsplash with brass trim. Brass at this time would have been very big around the late 80s. Again, that pedestal sink looks like an 80s sink. Even the faucet, that's like late 80s, early 90s. And of course, this cabinet here. Actually, these have been painted. Those are those typical kitchen cabinets you see with the wood handles on the top. So some of the stuff could have been repurposed into here from the kitchen at one point too. You got a kitchen timer, probably for a fan. In here, we'll take a look at the shower. Ooh, oh no, the timer is for this jacuzzi. It's a disgustingly dirty tub. It's never been cleaned, I don't think. But it's cool. It's definitely an 80s jacuzzi. I can tell from the filter and the jets on it. It looks like the one I grew up with. So this is probably a mid to late 80s renovation for sure. But that is a jacuzzi that uses the timer on the wall. Got some brass faucets there. That's interesting. Look at how they got brass trim going through the shower tile that matches the shower head. This is a little bit high end, I gotta say. Oh, look at that light. That's an old light from when they first built the house. But yeah, looking around, I mean, brass is tacky now, but the way they did this would have been a little bit higher end for its time. It would have been ahead of its time, and these people definitely had some money to enjoy these amenities. Is that a bidet? It is. Cool. Wow. Of course, they got mirrors here, kind of give the illusion of size, especially when the room's lit up with natural light. It would make it look a little bigger, a little brighter. But yeah, that's what all this is. I guarantee you these cabinets here were repurposed from the kitchen after they renovated the kitchen. It's an interesting bathroom, that's for sure. All right, let's work our way through here. So it looks like we got a couple more bedrooms. Again, you got another old switch there. So this bedroom here, oh. Okay, this bedroom here is actually a closet. This was definitely a bedroom at one point in time, but somebody's converted it into a closet. It looks like a man's closet, maybe. You got your shoe shelf there. Looks like you got a lot of hanging space for suits. Lots of shelving. Life is better with grandkids. So probably elderly people lived here, probably grandparents. Yeah, this is kind of neat. I mean, I've never seen a bedroom converted into a closet before, but this one makes for a huge closet. Look at that. Got a picture here. Neat. Of course, they also have the sliding door closet with the mirrors on it. And it's also got a shelving upgrade and lots of storage. That is wild. That's pretty neat, I gotta say. And yeah, even the storage runs along this wall here too. Definitely looks like a lot of hanging space for suits and shirts and whatnot. And of course, this room also has the baseboard heating. And this is laminate flooring. And when you go back to the hallway, you got the original floors again. All right, so we got 2 rooms left. Let's do this one on the left here first. Look at this. It's a fairly large room. This is probably the master bedroom. This is my observation right away. Again, it's got the baseboard heaters. It's got a big, beautiful window looking outside. Heaters go all the way around the room. Now it has kind of a cheesy light up here, but it had a medallion for something maybe it's supposed to be fancier. Something you would definitely see in a master bedroom. And as I pan down and look back to where we came in, you can see you got another door here. So let's check this out. This door here looks like it could be original to the house. But in here, this is kind of neat. Look at this closet. Wow. This is an interesting little spot. That's an old school light up there. You got cubbies up here above the closets. But look at this, you got a double mirrored door here. So it's like a mirrored closet door. You open it up. You got lots of shelving space in there. You got a hanging rack there. You open this one up. You get more hanging space there. And of course over here you have another closet. This was probably the original closet, I bet you. You know, typical closet space there with the mirrored sliding door. Turn around, you still have your original plastic switch cover from the original days when this house was built. Whoa, look at this bathroom. This bathroom is stuck in the 50s. Look at this. Look at that tub. Wow. Green tub, it's like a mint green tub. Tiling in here, I think, is a little bit newer, like 70s or 80s perhaps, with the floral designs, the graphics. The shower curtain's probably the newest thing. Looking over here, I like how they have the green base for the toilet with the white tank. The tank is definitely newer, but they kept the original base. Pretty wild. You got a cool frosted window there, look at that. That's definitely dating back to when the house was built. Very commercial looking soap dispenser, probably because this became a pet rescue. And again, they have the baseboard heating. Look at that pedestal sink. Well, I don't think this is a pedestal sink. It's got a couple legs, but that's an amazing looking sink. That's an original piece, definitely going back to when this house was built. It's got the original faucet. It's a very interesting pie shape to it. Of course, they got the mirrored cabinet storage box here. That's pretty neat. And you got a very basic mirror and lamp above it, basically. I'll back out and give you guys one more look at this. That sink is just absolutely magnificent. I love the sink. That's amazing. The color scheme is pretty interesting too. Okay, so let's turn back around here. We'll work our way back into the hallway and check out this last room. It's a big air return vent there, I believe. So this last room here, this is quite large too. This almost could have been a master bedroom by itself. It's not though. This looks like it's a guest room. Again, like all the other rooms in this house, it's got a big, beautiful window. This one's also original. It's got the same vents at the bottom. Flooring in this room is also original. It's great to see. A lot of the rooms still have the original floors. Of course, as you look around, you got your baseboard, heaters, pretty much all the standard stuff you'd expect in a bedroom. And of course, you got closet space here, but nothing too fancy because we were just in the fanciest room. All right, well, why don't we work our way to the basement and then we'll wrap this one up. All right, so we're going downstairs now. I don't know how many parts to the basement there are, but we'll figure that out. All right, so this is a pretty cool space. This is like a main entertainment area, it looks like. You got the dartboard on the wall there. Still have a cabinet here. Lots of display spaces. It's got shelving and glass doors. Again, this cabinet looks to be very 90s or late 80s. It's got older hinges. This is more of an 80s cabinet. And this is a TV cabinet. So this is definitely something you would have seen in the late 80s, early 90s when TVs were like 27 inches or smaller. TV would have sat here. You would have had your like VCR underneath there and all that cabling and everything's for TV stuff. And up here you would have more stuff too. They could have had their stereo system. You know, this could have been configured in 100 different ways. The stereo could have been down there too. And as you go over here, of course, you've got more storage space and you've got your glass doors. But yeah, this definitely would have been an entertainment area. Definitely would have had your friends over here on a Saturday night for the game, for whatever. This would have been the spot. It's a great big room. It's got the old school pot lights before they had the little LED ones you see now. It's got lots of windows. These are actually, I believe, no, these don't open, or they might have opened at one point, but they don't now. But those go out to the backyard we were in earlier. We saw that swing when we did the walk around. I do see a little bit of hack work here. They drilled right through that to put the cable wire. Not good. Yeah, as we turn this way, I really like this mirrored wall. And they've got this gas fireplace here. This would have been a nice feature. Again, you got a lot of marble here. So this was probably a mid to late 80s renovation. This room down here doesn't look like it matches the rest of the house. Oh look, you got Christmas decorations. How appropriate, it's that time of year. It's a cool wall. I'll back up and show that to you. It's interesting how you got the doors there, the mirrored wall there, and you got the windows there. Lots of light coming in this room, and again, the mirrors will help give illusion of size, and they'll reflect light around, making it a bigger, brighter room. But yeah, this would have been a great, great space to entertain your guests. Really cool. Of course, this is that patio we saw earlier. It's still freezing rain. There's those chairs we looked at. And of course, you got the swing there. I'll close this door. Of course, over here, wouldn't be surprised if you've got some baseboard heating with those grills there. Very nice big display shelf. Could have had lots of cool things displayed there to show off. Trophies or whatever, nerd stuff. Whatever your thing might be. But yeah, these are those stairs I was showing you from above. They're beautiful stairs. It looks like they're pine wood. They're very wide. It's very grand looking coming up from downstairs. Of course, that's looking up to the main front door where we started. Of course, that's the banister we were looking at earlier. Let's go this way, a little deeper. Well, this room looks very formal. Look at this. This is like a den. Very office feeling room. Again, I believe there's baseboard heating in here because of the vents under the cabinets. But this is, looks like it's all oak. Left their painting behind. But this would have been like a bookshelf here, or, you know, where all the encyclopedias or maybe, you know, again, sculptures or things are displayed. But for the most part, I think when this would have been built, this would have probably been filled with books. Got a nice glass door going to the other part of the basement. Got some frames here. Drawing. Painting. Got a mirror there. Got a painting there. I guess somebody used to work out down here. This is pretty rednecky though. This thing's definitely seen some better days and it's been forced to stay alive. But yeah, that's another gas fireplace. I like how they tiled around it and it's got the wood. It's a little bit of a different look. Let's just show you guys the room from this perspective here. It's a very formal looking room. The wood paneling's neat. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the color they painted in between the wood. But this room could easily be renovated or repainted to look a little better. But it's a very cool setup. I like it. I like this style of den. I don't know why this is here. This is like an old workbench. It's very rough. It doesn't really fit what this room would be. All right, let's continue further. So this room has very nice hardwood floors, by the way. These are also like 80s or 90s floors. They look like they're oak. They're a little bit newer than everything else we see in the house, but what's strange is you come over here and then you got the laminate stuff. I guess that's because this is not really an important area of the basement. Like over here, you got an old school table with some cardboard and stuff left on it. Looks like they had a kid's pool or something in the yard at one point. Looks like they had a ping pong table too. What we got in here? Okay, so this is the furnace room part of the house. Yeah, it's all cinder block. So like I said, you know, multiple times, this house was built in the 50s. Cinder block was very normal for foundations and basements in those days. Look at that old school chair. That's neat. Oh, look, we got storage here. Wow. Kind of nooks and crannies everywhere to store things. Lots of pegboard. Look at that old school light up there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's a ton of pegboard down here. For the most part, it looks like it was unused. You got some really old school cabinets here. Looks like someone was painting stuff. These cabinets might date back to when they built the house. You got a hair clipper here. Oh, look, they got like a crawl space too. Oh, that's neat. Look at that Sputnik light just sitting here. I know a lot of people that would appreciate that, especially someone like Tommy, longtime viewer of mine. Tommy, I know you love these. There's one just sitting there waiting to be demolished. Of course, we have the Nob Hill Farms box back there. That's kind of nuts. If you're Canadian and from Ontario, you know what that is. But yeah, sorry about that. The rest of the space is pretty unspectacular. It's mostly just furnace, ductwork, and leftover junk. Here it looks like they have their paint and everything on the wall. What do we got in here? Zully. Oh, this is neat. So they had a wine cellar down here. There's still a bottle down there. They have their golf clubs. That's kind of neat. I like how they turned this room into a wine cellar. This would have been a cold room at one point. If I turn around this way, yeah, there's shelving there. Neat. I like how they turned that into a cellar. That's pretty cool. All right, let's back up. Oh, look at those old school cabinets. Like I've been pointing out, all the cabinets down here are pretty old, probably original when they built the house. These ones are no different with that glass, or probably, yeah, it's plastic, but yeah, with that stuff in the doors, that's definitely very old, dating back to the late 50s or early 60s. And as we come back this way, that's a much more modern unit. Someone was actually in here in January of this year, so it looks like this place has maybe only been abandoned since the start of the year. Look at this old fridge. Very old school. I'll show you what it looks like closed. Yeah, that's very typical of a 60s or 70s fridge. Of course, over here you got more of that old cabinetry that we've seen throughout the basement down here. You got some more pictures and stuff that were probably on the walls. It's interesting. Look at that. The copper thieves haven't been here. Aerobatic exerciser. Interesting. Water conditioner. So they have hard water. You got crawl space there. With an old cabinet back there. It looks like a dehumidifier. If I turn this way, you got your water heater. And that's pretty much it for this area. So we come back out here. This is kind of like the landing for the basement, I guess. So coming back this way, if I turn right, that's the den we were in. This looks like it would have been a guest room. All the beds from the house are in here, perhaps. There's at least 4 mattresses there. You even got a TV. Interesting wall covering. That looks like an 80s outside light. Had a hard time spitting that out, sorry. And the ceiling down here looks very reminiscent of something you'd see in a 50s home. And those are very large basement windows, and they're original to the house too. And you got more Christmas stuff. And another old radiator. Very cool, I like that. I like that everything seems to be left behind from the original build. That's pretty neat. All right, and I think I know where these stairs take us. So why don't we take them up and wrap this one up? So these stairs here will take us by that second entrance of the house that we checked out. They bring us back to the laundry room. And when we come out here, pop back out in the kitchen. All right, guys, well, I think that's all we have for this explore. I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this one with me. Please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and share this one out. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this adventure today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this one with me. This place was an absolutely mind-blowing house, built in 1958. Looks like it's been abandoned now for nearly a year, and this one's doomed to be demolished. I really enjoyed bringing you guys this one. It seemed like it had a bunch of cool features left over, especially this room. This room's really neat, and I hope you guys agree with me. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment after the episode. And of course, share this one to help it grow, because the more the channel grows, the cooler the explores will be. Well, that's all the time we have for this one today. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. Check out last week's video there. Check out the random video up there. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.